Welcome to a yet another universe fact for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. It's gonna be so much fun with this one. It's so much fun just pairing these characters up, and I can't wait to see our reactions for each individual character. And this time around, I wanted to get in two different shows that are already represented, and I think they have a good amount of characters. Two reps for this particular character, and then four reps, and then another surprise character that I think has a good chance to probably get into the game. Well, at least a different version of him to be able to get into this game for these three characters that I'm going to talk about for today. And I'm curious to see, what do you guys think of the chances of these characters? I think a good chances, maybe two of the three chances, but I'm going three out of three for this particular universe pack because they have a great chance. You know, paramount paramount with this particular character. Well, I'm going to get into that going towards the end, but let's just show the characters in the game because I'm going to be able to talk about. I'm going to start with this particular character from the Loud House, and we already have two Loud House reps. I'm start just going to the let's go to the battle.
Select your fighter.
We already have two Loud House characters. It's fun to play as Link and Loud, and I just want to talk about them real quick. They're both pretty good in their own way. They have their own unique moves. And just again, I haven't seen every single episode of the show, and I don't look up everything about these shows. I just enjoy them for what they are. And I notice a lot of characters and different characters, and then another different show called the Casa Grandes. Some people have mentioned from their wish list for the universe packs and most wanted characters that they're looking for to get into the game and hoping that they make it into the roster. But Lincoln Loud is one of my favorite characters to play and one of my best to play when I'm playing online. I usually pick him and maybe a mix of others, but I love all the characters. I know how to play all of the characters that we have on this roster so far, and we're almost done with the first ever universe pack. Hopefully it'll be more, but Lincoln Loud is my personal favorite over Lucy from just the moves and just having fun. But Lucy has some pretty good moves too. She's just as dangerous as Lincoln, and they're both really good characters, and the character models is great. And something else I want to say, the Loud House stage with the music is one of my favorites to go to, and it's one of my favorite soundtracks that's in the game. And I only hope that they add more music soundtracks for each individual stage if we can get more, if they decide to. But maybe that is an individual limitation. We don't know about the music because they haven't really spoken about the music being a limitation. Maybe one song per rep, one song per stage, per rep that's being represented. That each character comes out with a stage at least to get one particular soundtrack to get to come out with that character with the DLC. But I just wanted to share that I really like both characters. They're both fun to play with, but I just personally like Lincoln Loud a little bit more than Lucy, and they're both really good characters. And that's why I'm just keeping them on the boards for now. And we're gonna switch characters for what we have coming up next for our next character that's gonna be in the represent for this universe pack. But let's start with Lynn Loud from the Loud House, and I picked her because she was one of the first episodes I had seen, and I think she could really be a good character. She is in Kart Racers 2. She might even be in Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3, maybe as a playable racer. But she's a chief in that game with a special skill with a hockey stick that can give you a large boost. But how do you guys think Lynn Loud would play? Because I'm not sure what else she is capable of. I'm sure someone out there will be able to elaborate, and you guys who watched the show and maybe see most of the episodes and all the seasons can really be able to describe how Lynn Loud can play, what she's capable of. But I think she can really be a good character and a good pick, and an additional rep that'll look good as a third rep for the Loud House to get into the game at some point. They don't have to come out right now because they have a lot of other shows that they can represent into the show that can really be right here. So I see Lynn Loud taking a spot where Leonardo is, and then them expanding this roster. But Lynn Loud, I think I remember sharing just something I want to share. I remember watching her play soccer, and she was the best soccer player, carrying her team to victory. And I think one of her friends was getting jealous of her taking the credit and taking the spotlight because she was playing so much better, and she wanted to get her own spotlight for the soccer team and get that winning goal during the soccer matches. I'm not sure if it was at a tournament or something like that, some kind of soccer competition. But it was during the soccer games, and I think I remember that episode the most because that was the first episode that I seen when Lynn Loud was getting so much credit. She was the famous, most well known player for the team, and always being the best and the go-to person to pass the ball, to score that winning goal when they're in trouble, to make those clutch plays. So I just think that she could probably have some really good athleticism, a good amount of speed in what she can do, and I'm sure she's probably going to be super, super strong, and maybe even stronger than Lincoln and Lucy Lau. I was going to say Lynn, but I think Lynn Loud is going to be a really good character to pick up. And if you guys want to share more about what you guys think she can do in the comments tonight, you guys can. And I'm just excited. And I just had to pick her because she's the only really Loud House character that I really end up seeing the most from the first episode that I've seen. I'm not sure what season that is. And I just really enjoyed the episode. So I would like to see more of the show, and I'm sure other Loud House characters can get in. Some people have other favorites that can probably get in. But I guess it's a personal preference and whichever characters that you like. Maybe they won't even add any more Loud House characters. Maybe they'll only end up sticking with Lincoln and Lucy being the only two reps, brother, sister, sibling, and the rest of the family, from what I found out, is all the rest of them is all sisters. One brother and everybody else is a sister in the family for the Loud House, or the Louds, at least in general. But let me know what you guys think about Lynn Loud getting into the game. I think she'll be a really good pick, so that's why I selected her for this pack today. Now it's time for the villains. This game definitely lacks a lot of villains, and that's why I want to continue to try to add more ideal villains that could fit the game, that really belong. And I think all these other Nickelodeon characters really belong into the game, and they can really expand the roster. But my next character is Plankton, and I just also selected and paired him with Karen because I think Plankton and Karen will be an iconic duo like Ren and Stimpy, but Plankton is going to be in controlling Karen, and Karen's going to be helping Plankton out in the fight. So I thought, just with my own individual ideas, I made a moveset for him already. So I'll share that. That's going to pop up going towards the video, towards the end of the video, for a featured video if y'all want to check out my moveset and ideas for Plankton. I didn't want him coming out by himself. I think he can really be able to be a perfect villain to come out with and go along with SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. Plankton is the more ideal villain when it comes to the SpongeBob universe. There's other villains too that I can name, like Man Ray, Dirty Bubble, and others that I can get into. Maybe I'll eventually end up adding them into my Universe Pack series. But Plankton with Karen is a perfect duo, and I even explained how they fight together, how they can work together and use teamwork to dominate the battlefield. And I really think it'll be funny to see him into the game. And with this game finally getting the voice lines, it's going to be even more of a better experience and more fun experience, and even funny to see what he says from his reactions. It doesn't have to be the original voice actor. Just going to throw that out there right now. They can add anybody, whoever they want to play Plankton and Karen, to also be able to voice act with him, so she can have her own little voice as well, because she talks and advises him and looks out for him as he plans his devious plans for stealing the secret formula and whatever else whatever other chaos and destruction he can cause. So Plankton and Karen would definitely fit as another iconic SpongeBob rep to get into Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and just one of the best villains that can definitely go head to head with Shredder. Shredder's an iconic villain from the Ninja Turtles. Why not get someone like Plankton to rep someone to be an antagonist from SpongeBob's universe? You got Zelda and Shredder, but you only got two villains at the most, and you got less than 5 characters that's considered a villain, or an antagonist. Everybody on this roster is a protagonist. Most of all the characters are heroes with superpowers like Aang running around. We got to get some more villains. We got to get some more villains to add to the firepower for the bad guys because they're just outnumbered, at least from this roster. But Plankton and Karen definitely deserve to be together. I wouldn't even think that Plankton would be a good fighter by himself if he doesn't have Karen alongside of him to join him, in my personal opinion. But my next character is gonna be Sonic the Hedgehog, and maybe it's a reach, and I'm curious to see what y'all think. I made a moveset for him too for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl as well that I'll also showcase at the end of this video if you guys want to check that out of how Sonic can play and maybe the different versions of him being able to get into the game. I even selected classic Sonic to be able to get in. So I mean, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Nickelodeon is owned by Paramount, so I'm not sure what they could really do for Sonic. I mean, is it possible? Is it too much of a reach? Maybe it's not even possible, just like with Goku. But I just don't know. I'm just curious to see what they're gonna probably do. Maybe he has a good chance to really be able to get in, because Paramount has control of Nickelodeon. I didn't even know about this at all. But considering the fact that the Sonic movie is on Paramount and owned by Paramount, from what you guys say, maybe some more of you guys can share more in the comments if you want. I think Sonic, the movie Sonic version, will be amazing to see in this game, and he'll look good from the character models. Cause look at Genie, Hugh Neutron, and so many other characters. I think he'll really be a good spot to be able to get in, a good slot to be able to be added, and a nice surprise character to end a universe pack. Even if it's like the last one, Sonic the Hedgehog, it'll definitely get a lot of people reacting and maybe even get into the game. Yeah, he's in Super Smash Bros, but they can get a different version of him. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, he's gonna have some good moves and definitely gonna have some awesome voice lines. And he looks cool. I know they had to change his looks from the original movie look from the Sonic the Hedgehog because he wasn't looking that good. But now with this particular version, it'll be a nice little touch to be able to get into the roster. Maybe at some point in the near future, could be a chance. But even if he doesn't get in, they still have a lot of other characters they can pick and choose from. So maybe it is a reach. Maybe it's too much of a stretch to get him. But just let me know what you guys think. Does Sonic the Hedgehog really have a chance to be in the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? At least the movie version. They can get Tails and Knuckles to add on because they have other characters. I'm sure there's going to be more characters in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And then more and more, they can just keep on making the movies because they have a lot of characters in the Sonic universe to get represented. So they can do Sonic and Tails together, but he could be his individual fighter. Tails can be a separate character too. But let me know what you guys think from the reactions. But I think he really has a good chance.